How troublesome is it to be a hitman in the UK? Every job requires dumping a phone. Clients always pay half up front and half after the job, so the most exhausting part for a hitman isn't the killing but collecting the fee. Bill is a top-tier professional hitman, expensive but efficient. Throughout his career, he has never failed a job, and his real name and face remain unknown. Ranked number 1 on the UK hitman charts, he single-handedly raised the country's mortality rate by 0.0048%. Yet even someone this terrifying has a soft side. One day, while on a job, a parrot overheard his name. Standard procedure would be to silence it, but this parrot was a clever little thing and said to Bill, "I love you." Well, who could resist that? So Bill stole the parrot and took it home. Bill isn't just skilled in his trade, he's also a pro at fee collection, turning £100,000 into £150,000. His talent for assassination runs in the family. His mother was a professional hitman, and so was his grandmother, and her mother before that. Bill devoted his whole life to the profession, so much so that he's about to retire still alone, living alone, eating alone, never having known the warmth of a family. His mother is worried. How can she train the next little hitman if she can't have a grandchild? Looks like the family trade might end with him. One day, a mob boss paid a fortune to hire Bill to kill someone. The target, named Amy, was a con artist. Just days earlier, she had slipped into a museum, charmed the curator with her looks, and borrowed a famous painting. She then sold it to the mob boss, who had it authenticated as genuine by experts and paid the agreed £800,000. But Amy suddenly raised the price to £900,000. Suppressing his anger, the boss agreed. Fine, £900,000 it is. Stunned by his quick agreement, Amy changed her mind and refused to sell. The mob boss wasn't having it. Backing out meant dealing with his men's guns. Left with no choice, Amy opened the case to reveal the painting. Unnoticed by anyone, she had switched the real painting for a fake before opening it. Amy left quickly with the money, leaving the smug boss behind. He leaned in to sniff the painting and proudly declared, "You experts with all your examining from far and near, I can tell it's real just by the smell." Seeing paint on the boss's nose, the expert was speechless. Boss, doesn't it smell a bit fresh?"
It's a fake. It can't be. It's a fake!
Meanwhile, Amy returned the real painting to the museum. Thinking she'd pulled off the perfect scam, she didn't know she'd caught the attention of the UK's top hitman. The mob boss, furious at being tricked by a woman, sought out Bill and paid heavily to have Amy eliminated. Bill, always efficient, tracked his target the next day. But the crowded streets offered no clean shot. Along the way, he noticed Amy shoplifting while shopping, which left Bill baffled. So that's why women love shopping, it doesn't have to cost anything. Honestly, women really don't get tired when they shop. Bill followed her until dark without finding an opportunity. Finally, Amy entered a hotel to rest. Relieved the shopping was over, Bill found a vantage point, set up his rifle, and prepared to take the shot. But, of all things, Amy, too cheap to pay for the room, used her charms on the hotel clerk. Bill, a straight-edged guy, hated seeing such scenes but couldn't risk losing the target, so he switched to audio surveillance. Soon, indescribable sounds came through his headphones. Having never been in a relationship, Bill was utterly confused. What were they making all that noise about? He cleaned his gun and kept waiting. He waited the entire night. At daybreak, he finally had a clear shot. But watching Amy sneak sips of others' juices and steal flowers along the way, Bill couldn't help but laugh. Such a fun girl, it'd be a shame to kill her. He told the mob boss he was calling off the hit. However, his mother found out and scolded him fiercely. Their family were industry elites. If word got out that he took a job and quit, where would her face be? Or her mother's? Or her grandmother's? She ordered Bill to apologize to the client and finish the job for free to restore the family honor. Obeying his mom, Bill found Amy in a parking lot. But just as he was about to act, he noticed another hitman sent by the mob boss to kill Amy. Bill couldn't tolerate this. How dare someone try to steal a job from the UK's #1 hitman? He shot the hitman dead, then told Amy he was a detective who happened to rescue her in the nick of time. He almost believed his own lie. Once in the car, he hesitated. Wasn't he supposed to kill Amy? Bill drew his gun again, but the mob boss's lieutenant had been hiding in the car all along. He forced them out and opened fire. Amy fell to the ground, but she was fine. The lieutenant was hit. Turns out, earlier when the hitman tried to kill Amy, a concerned citizen named Ron had hidden under the car in fear. He picked up the dead hitman's gun and, seeing the lieutenant attack, shot him bravely. Now the situation was odd. Ron thought Bill was another good Samaritan like himself. Bill thought Ron was a civilian. Amy thought both Bill and Ron were civilians. Next, Bill knocked out the lieutenant and dragged him to the stairwell to finish him off. But Ron said, "Why not just run? No need to kill." Bill agreed, "You go first, I'll cover you." After sending Ron off, Bill prepared to act again, but Amy approached. Guessing the mob boss sent hitman after her, she tearfully looted the dead hitman's cash, then pleaded pitifully for Bill to be her bodyguard. What was Bill? A top hitman, being a bodyguard was beneath him. He turned to leave, but Amy chased after him, offering £30,000. According to industry practice, half up front, half after the job. Seeing the torn cash, Bill's professional instincts kicked in. He took the money without thinking. And taking the money meant taking the job. So Bill got into Amy's car.